This is the mac and cheese that you eat and then you die. Where should I put my hands? Like a person? Everyone has a different idea of what makes the perfect mac and cheese. If you grew up eating the stuff out of the blue box, you probably want a mac and cheese that's gooey, smooth, and tastes of pure cheese. On the other hand, there's home-style mac and cheese. If that's the kind of mac and cheese you grew up with, then you want one that's more creamy and rich. One kind's not better than the other. They're just two versions of mac and cheese. Today we're going to show you how to make whatever type you think is the ultimate. Let's get started on the cheese sauce. Making a cheese sauce should be as easy as tossing cheese into milk, but it's not. When cheese melts, it breaks. What you're left with is a greasy and lumpy cheese sauce. That's why home-style mac and cheese is made with a bechamel. The starch keeps the melted cheese smooth and emulsified. Another way to keep cheese sauce emulsified is by using sodium citrate, the natural salt of citric acid. We use sodium citrate in our modern mac and cheese to give it the unbreakable texture of processed cheese with all the flavor of your chosen cheddar. Now that you know how each sauce works, let's get started. To make the roux, we're going to melt some butter. A roux is a mixture of butter and flour that's cooked together, and it's used to thicken gravy, gumbo, lots of things. The darker you make the roux, the less thickening power it'll have, but the more flavor it'll have. We're not going for any color here. We just want thickening power. So I've dumped all the flour in once the butter started foaming, and it's been about a minute, so that really raw smell is gone. So when you're gonna add the milk, it's good to switch over to a whisk so you can avoid lumps. And in the beginning, you wanna add this in a really thin stream, and you know it's totally ready when the sauce coats the back of a spoon. We're gonna add one handful at a time. This classic bechamel-based cheese sauce is creamy and rich with toasty flavor from the flour, butter, and milk. So for the modern mac and cheese with sodium citrate, I'm going to start by adding some water to a saucepan. I'm going to whisk in the sodium citrate. You want to let the mixture fully come to a simmer to make sure that the sodium citrate has fully dissolved before you try and add any cheese to it. By using water, we can keep that like really strong cheesy flavor. We're gonna add the cheese one little handful at a time while whisking the whole time. You wanna keep the mixture at just a bare simmer. If it starts to boil, it might break on you. And you wanna wait until the first addition is completely melted before you add more. Once all the cheese is added, you can see that it's like super creamy, gooey. Modern mac and cheese tastes of pure, oozing, melted cheese, with the texture you know and love, but all grown up from sharp cheddar. Once you've made the cheese sauce of your choice, both versions come together in the same way. By folding in the Gruyère at the end, you get nice stretchy bits as well. So you get the best of both worlds, gooey and stretchy. Excuse me, the crumbs, please. Butter. There's nothing in there. I should probably stop.